Well, welcome. This is Dr. Joe Conner, the Conner Bubble, and I'm so happy that you could join us. And as we often do in the program, we have special guests to come in and share some very pertinent information. And the last program we taped, we had a gentleman from Skyline Homes Loans, then Kent Surgeon Fry, and he was talking about the connection between your identity and the ability to get a home loan. And I was also talking about the recent Equifax breach where 145 million people in the United States had their digital DNA stolen. What that means is these people had their driver's license, their social security number, their birthday, their mother's maiden name, their credit cards were also stolen. So a thief could make a new them digitally and buy homes, do operations. I had shoulder surgery at Kaiser, and my surgeon was saying that they were getting ready to do surgery on a patient and to find out it wasn't the correct person because they were trying to get an operation done on someone else's medical record. This is very serious stuff. The Equifax breach, the data that was stolen does not go out of date. Your birthday is not going to go out of date. Your driver's license, your mother's maiden name, things, your social security number, all of that stuff has long legs. And so we want you to take action. And part of all the programs we're talking about as we end the year is to educate you about needs, give you a chance to know who you can go to for resources, and then also specific action that you can take. In that regards, we're going to be talking about an area that's very important, has to do with financial literacy. The question in the title of our program is, why do you need financial literacy? Basically, we're in the richest country in the world, and that so many people, a majority of people, are in financial trouble. So my special guest today is Yarvan Arjarian, and we're going to talk with Yarvan, to learn a little bit more about what he's doing in the Pasadena, California area to educate the community, to mentor the community on financial literacy. Welcome, Yarvan.
Nice to be here.
Tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get involved with financial literacy issues?
My background is in printing. I own a printing company, and a few years ago, like about 7 now, the years are passing by so fast.
I know what you mean.
I joined the company here, World Financial Group, and the reason was to understand how money works. After being in the business for so many years and being in America for so many years, I realized that there's some things missing. We're working, all of us, very hard. At the end of the day, somehow we don't make ends meet.
Right.
And I got into the organization for that reason, to educate myself. And ended up educating others and helping others to understand the things that I didn't understand and the things that we all need to understand.
That's true.
Financial language is, blind. Really, it doesn't matter if you know English very well or not, if you are speaking with accent or not, you can be rich or poor.
Right.
Financial language doesn't recognize any of those.
You know, speaking of that, you invited me to this conference, this women's wealth conference that took place Sunday.
Yes.
And I had a chance to listen to a couple of speakers. Molly Fletcher, who is a what is her official? She is an agent.
She used to be an agent for sports agent. Jerry Maguire. She was nicknamed Jerry Maguire of Real World. She did about $500 million of contracts during the 15 years of her career. Very tough lady, and she came in. She did motivational speaking, and she did how to negotiate and how to keep relations going, how to grow business. And her main point was, you can't grow forward. You cannot grow in life, in business or in life, without building a good relationship.
Right.
Very powerful.
It is powerful. And what I really enjoyed is her humanity. She really cares about people. And she was very helpful to the audience. A lot of young ladies would go up and asking and doing the question and answer session. I appreciated that. And then the other facilitator was Virginia Nersessian, and she was also talking about her involvement. And a lot of times people see very successful folks, and then they forget that they didn't just fall off a turnip truck.
Right.
They have a history. So she was sharing the difficulties she had as a young lady in 18, 20, 21, how her families were working and had some challenges, and so she had to step up. And so what I want to talk with you, Yvonne, is to help us to help the audience know how they can step up, like the speakers did for her family. And so we want to talk about some of those points.
I really am passionate about this because we all work for ourselves. We're not working for government. Government's not going to take care of us. We're not working for IRS. We're not working for our bosses. We are working for ourselves, right? We don't do it for someone else. Hopefully, we'll end up to make enough wealth, enough estate so we can serve ourselves at the end. But majority of us go 9 to 5 and don't. Life is so busy, and we forget how time is going by. Age is running after you, right? And all of a sudden you're in the 40, 50, 60, and next is 70, but you're not ready for retirement.
Okay.
Very important things that we need to know about financial literacy. Few points are not. It's not very complicated. We don't have to be financiers to know that we need to worry about our retirement. We need to worry about our protection. It could be different types of protection.
Okay. On that point of retirement, could you clarify for the audience about the retirement span? Say, for example, what is the expected life in the United States, expected life expectancy for an American male or American female?
All right. Retirement is, to me, is one of the most important topics ever throughout their life. People have to start a retirement account at 18. When they get ready to go to work, they have to have an account for that. Because every day today, Joe, 10,000 people retire a day. That's the generation, baby boomer generation, right? And it's going to be 72 million people altogether. The next generation, I think it's X generation, is going to be 84 million, I think, people. So do you think our government is going to be, we're the wealthiest country in the world, we know that, but how much we can stretch the dollar? When the program came to retirement program, all of us have to retire at 65, came to life, it was, people were not living that long. So the program,
Social Security.
Social Security and retirement age.
Right.
So Social Security, the people thought about, they might die before that, or they might die right after that, before 70. Nowadays, the answer to your question, male in America, average age, mortality age is 86, and female is 88.8. That means the dollar that we have to stretch, it was 5 years before, maybe, let's say, now it's going to be 20 to 25 years. So the reason that many people, I'm sure all of you have seen it, elderly people work in Walmarts and Home Depots that you see. It's not just for fun. Some do for fun. They're bored. But majority of them work because they don't have adequate income. And the way that our country has $20 trillion debt today. And
say that number again.
$20 trillion. It went from 18 to 17 to 20 last 3 to 4 years. We somehow have to pay. It's about $56,000 to $58,000 per citizen. Somehow we have to pay it. One day the taxes has to go up unless we do something about it. I don't know what. We don't know. But that's why we have to care for our money. That's why we have to care where we put the money. How does it work? 401k is good or not good? Roth is good or not good? How do taxes work? Is it taxed now? Is it taxed later? Or is it tax advantage? There's so many little things. Again, it's not a complicated web of information. It's you need to know what is out there. It's the most dangerous thing in life is when you don't know what you don't know.
Right. And one of the things, the way you were talking about it, and about the elderly people, the people my age, let's say, and older, are working in Walmarts, not to pick on Walmarts, but they need the income. But just to say that what is going to happen to the family? Is there a way that the family can, you mentioned 18 years old and learning, is it possible that, do you have a program whereby that whole family, the fathers or mother, the children, could come together and learn about this stuff on financial literacy together?
Yes, the answer to the question is yes, and I'm really excited about that because our team of partners that we have close to 30,000 partners in our business, and we're a national company, and we have actually we're international, United States and Canada, and all of us we have offices all over. Wherever you live, we have offices there, and we have this book that is a textbook. In here, very simply put, languages like friends talking to each other. Every topic is like half a page or 1 page, so you can understand it. So we have classrooms, workshops, we can come to go through the textbook, and we have a workshop where it's written like 5th grader can work on it. You know, you have to fill up the pages and lines, and very simple. So the education knowledge that we give, it is from 18 to 85. Doesn't matter what age you are.
Okay.
You need this information anyway. So our doors are open, and most importantly, it's free.
Say that again. It's free.
It's free.
So you get financial education, and it's free. Now I have a PhD, and nobody through all my education and going to college and stuff like that sat down and explained about the importance of financial literacy. Talk about banging the test tubes and stuff like that, but financial literacy is so critical. I can't overemphasize. It's not nothing wrong with you if you're not financially literate. The school system is not teaching people how to do this. This gives you an opportunity for you, your spouse, your children can come together in a free class, learning about what you can do to protect your whole family in terms of the financial future. Do you guys have a goal in mind in terms of how many families you want to help?
Our partners in our office, we have a goal of, I have a little brochure here, we have a goal of educating 1 million families by 2020.
And that's free education for 1 million families.
And obviously, we cannot do it alone. We need the community to help. We're looking for partners. We teach our partners to train, to become a trainer, to become a teacher of the program. So we have two what do you call it, sources. We have a source that we teach the teacher, and we have a source that we teach the public.
Right.
We're looking for partners too, and our offices are right here on Lake Avenue.
What address?
The address is 1460 North Lake Avenue.
In Pasadena, California.
In Pasadena, and it's Unit 105.
What suite?
Suite 105.
105. And so you can come. When are the free classes?
The classes are every Wednesday and every Saturday. Wednesday we are going to start every 7 p.m. And Saturday we do it on 9 a.m. Okay. We did it so working people can come after work, and or Saturday to come at 9 a.m. before noon. We'll finish it, so the weekend is free.
Okay.
It's all thought of, and it's working perfectly. We just need exposure, literally.
And hopefully you take advantage of it. And what number can they reach you to get information?
My number is 818-254-5999.
Right, and we'll repeat that again. So one more time, so if you can get more information.
818-254-5999.
Right, and pronounce your name, because I butchered it, so people can be able to get practice. I have to practice on this.
My name is Yervand Arjoyan.
Yervand
Arjoyan.
Okay. Now, Yervand, why are you so passionate about this? What is the genesis of your wanting to help so many people?
When the United States is a country of immigrants, literally built by immigrants, it became United States because of immigrants. And our parents came to this country for whatever reason they came.
Right.
Whoever, whenever they came. And they're looking for a country, a place to build their dreams on. And all of a sudden life goes by and you go, what happened to the dream? What happened to the dream that my father left at 45 and came from Armenia to the United States with $800 in his pocket for us? Not for him. He was already 45 years old and he's settled over there. He just was thinking about our future. And but years have passed. We're not where the dreams could be or should be. And the reason is this. lack of financial education.
Right.
That's the only thing I can blame it on, because everybody wants, I want you to be good, I want you to be happy. That's not enough. I have to have knowledge. And most importantly, knowledge is good when it's implemented. Knowledge, if not implemented, is just information.
Right.
Another thing that we do with our students when they come, we are sitting down with them on one-on-one after the class, the next day or the next day, whenever the day is available, and we go through the class and try to implement.
Right.
You know, we have classes like the first one is tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow, I don't know, whenever you're going to air this.
That's on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays, right. Tomorrow is going to be workshop number 1. We have the workshops are coming. Only 5 classes, by the way. It's not a big course.
Okay.
Increased cash flow and debt management. How important is that?
Right.
People, nobody pays attention, but I always ask, how much do you pay credit card interest rate?
Right.
And they don't know. That is already a big deal. That not knowing that's an information that we have to know. We don't pay attention. Our classes are not just classes, it's just awareness.
Right.
Wake up, look at your money. This is your money, nobody else's.
Right. And also I think that the action we want people to realize that they're not alone. And in so many different ways. One, you're not alone because you're ignorant about the problems, because the educational system does not take the time to educate. We spend all the time on education, but not talking about what really will let you become free,
right,
in turn to know where your money goes. And let me speak to the young people right now. Do not get any credit cards. They come in your mail, you graduate from a high school or you're on a college campus and they're offering, the banks and all these are offering credit cards. Stay away from the credit cards as long as you can. And because if you're not educated about financial literacy, you're going to be getting yourself in tremendous debt. And it's going to be hard to get out. Someone described it as it's like it's easy to slide down an ice-covered mountain, but it's hard to climb back up. And that the credit cards where you slide down into the abyss of debt, but to get out of it is very, very hard. The same mountain you slid down on is very hard to get out of. So the best way to avoid it, and then credit is good, but you got to know how to manage it. And classes like we're talking about would be very vital for that.
Talking about that, we have our student loans, our student debt, tuition debt is more than card and credit card combined.
Say that again.
Student loan debt is more than car and credit card debt combined.
It's mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling. With the same token, something that people need to know, and this is what we educate on. We have special program for college attendees or whoever wants to go to college universities. There is $180 billion a year that the government is pouring into the student loan or grants.
Okay.
$180 billion. How much of it is in your hands? How much of it are you getting to get for your tuition? Do you know where to go? Do you know where is the money? Do you know how to fill up the application? The FAFSA application is free money, so-called, right? If you fill up the application correctly. You know, do you know what is includable asset or excludable asset? These are important issues. Not complicated, but once you know that there is something like that, you will inquire and find out.
And one of the things too, to the parents, I spoke to the young people, but to the parents, if you haven't graduated from high school, don't be embarrassed. These classes are written, and you have people there to mentor you, to help you. And so one of the things that we want you to know is that you're not alone. And don't feel like you're somehow less than other people because you don't have a degree and you don't know this stuff. Most people don't know this. I have a PhD and they didn't teach any of us the same thing. So you could be sitting next to someone with a PhD learning the same stuff that you're learning. You may not even have a high school diploma. So this is what we want you to understand. The worst thing you can do is feel inferior and then not coming to these kind of classes, because you're going to get older. And And the sooner you get involved and learn this stuff, the sooner you can learn from his team and other teams like it to learn how to build a retirement future and have a plan and have something for your children. So if you do, and when you do pass away, you're not a burden on your children, that they don't inherit all your debt because you die without any sufficient plan, don't have a will and all this kind of, we can get into that another day.
Another day.
Yeah.
If we have time, I would like to talk about another important topic for
Sure.
me is long-term care.
Yes, that's a very important.
Very, very important topic to me. We talk about protection. All of us know we don't pay attention to the word protection as much as we pay attention to the word insurance. Right? Insurance is protection. We have to all be properly protected. We all have car insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, but is it properly done? Or another way, you're talking about not having the knowledge. Some people are very knowledgeable and they have the protection that they need to have, but they bought it many, many years ago. In the classes that they come, they learn that there's something new. They learn that they should update it. Right? So going back to long-term care, to me, it's one of the most important things that people have to have. Again, it comes to into the play because we live longer.
Right.
And because we live long, not just because we live longer, our health industry has developed to a point where they don't let you die, kinda. You know, if you have a chance not to die, you're going to cling that onto life, not to die. And the health industry is going to allow that. But if you're not able to take care of yourself, who is?
Right.
And whoever is going to take care of you, who's going to pay them?
Right.
So whatever we built throughout our life, the estate that we wanted, the dreams that we wanted, if we don't have some kind of protection, long-term care protection, whatever we've built, we have to dilute, make cash out of it, and pay the people who take care of us. Very important topic.
And real estate, we talked about that in a previous program, is so important because a lot of people's wealth is tied into their real estate. And we talked about another program how the real estate industry has helped and hindered a lot of different people. But you got to be educated about where you can build up this income. And so this is what we want you to be aware of. And taking these classes, where is it at again?
1460 North Lake Avenue, Suite 105.
Right. What's the cross street close to?
It's 1 block above Washington.
1 block north of Washington.
North of Washington.
Okay.
Yes.
On Lake.
On Lake. We have a large parking lot in the back of the building, so there is no parking issue. It's free.
Okay.
Classes are free.
Classes are free. Parking is free, and but your time is valuable, and you got to go into these things realizing the most valuable asset we have is not the money, it's time.
Yes.
Because we're not getting more. We live in a linear situation. We're getting older. And every day that you delay in taking these classes, speaking of classes, what number can they call to get information?
818-254-5999.
Okay. So what this whole program, this episode we're talking about, is to help you realize you have to take action sooner than later. Procrastination is really not a friend. And thinking that you got to get perfect, no one is perfect. So start today. Start making plans. Start cutting back on just frivolous spending. Keep track of your money. Do you have a program, some ideas to help people monitor what they're spending?
Workshop number 1.
Workshop number 1.
Wednesday, well, again, it's
the first in the series is
the workshop number 1 has that how to get out of credit card debt, roll up, how to make it easier on your money, on your pocket. We find money that people don't even have, think that they have.
Right.
$100-$200 is very important money to pay off the credit cards.
Right.
There's a way to do it. We have a place where you write down your expenditure. We have a personal financial strategy built up in there. So there's a lot of information that if you want to really learn, this is the program to come to.
Because I was here listening to someone, I forget where it was I heard, they was trying to say, I don't have any money, and they found out someone was spending like $300 a month on coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, was that the workshop?
Yeah, at the workshop. I do this all the time.
It may have been you.
Bottle of water.
Yeah.
How much is it today? $125?
It
In the gas station?
Yeah, or more.
Or more. when I came to this country, there was no bottled water in 1980, right?
Right.
We lived without it. But today, we complain about gas prices, $3. Gallon of water, was it 6 small bottles of 13 ounce?
Yeah.
It's become like $6.70, about $8, right?
Right.
So we pay $8 for a gallon of water. We don't complain, but we complain about the $3 gas.
Right.
We don't pay attention. That's all our issue is that we don't pay attention how we spend our own money. I'm not saying not to do it. Buy the same case of water from store, you will pay the whole case under $10, right? Under
That's true.
$8.
That is so true. Our time is fastly fleeting. About this water things, just a little side note, get some water and keep in your car for the big earthquake that's going to be hitting Southern California.
Oh, yeah?
Make sure you have water, and so these are some things to keep in mind. And something in your car, like food or something that doesn't require refrigeration, that you have, so you can encase the big one, because we have been blessed in California without the big earthquake. So we have about a minute left. This minute is yours. What would you like to tell the audience?
There's so much to tell, but one thing that I asked this question to everybody, that when do you want to retire? My concern is retirement. They go 65 or I don't know, 55. And when I dig in a little bit more, and they realize that they cannot retire if they don't have adequate income.
Right.
So I tell people, you won't be free until you're financially free. If you're financially free, you can retire today.
Right. And that's a very important note. We'll wrap up on that one. If you're financially free, you can retire today. But if you're not, take his course. This is Dr. Joe Conner in the Conner Bubble, and my special guest is Yarvan Arjoyan.
There you go.
And he has a financial literacy workshop in Pasadena, California on Wednesdays and Saturdays for free, that you can take your whole family and learn about this.
The books are free too.
The books are free as well. So thank you, Yarvan. Appreciate it. And I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to my students at Pasadena City College. Inviting me to this workshop is very, very nice. Again, thank you for watching the Conner Bubble, and you have a fantastic day. This is good.